right. We are recording. It is 10 minutes until, of course, we're going to be barely 20 seconds early, but we're ready for this week's episode of Late Night Craft Talk.
Yes. So, hey everyone, it's Friday. Let's care for each other and share. Share.
Share. I'm sharing on my end. Are you sharing?
Yes, I'm sharing. So make
No,
sure
you're
to share
Svea.
our live feed. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, but I said you're Svea, not Sharon.
Okay. So let's share everyone because we are trying to get our reach out. This episode's going to be an interesting one. It's something that we want to, talk about and getting out of your comfort zone. I mean, this is going to be one of those episodes where we talk about some ideas on different things and kind of a heart to heart. Yeah.
Yeah, this will be one of those little kind of personal episodes for us that we're going to be sharing. Getting out of your comfort zone is very broad. We're going to spend the whole hour on it, and it is really broad. We'll talk about different aspects of it, but this is probably one of our more personal shows on such a broad topic because it encompasses so many areas. It's really interesting. And I know
Yeah.
that I'm getting out of my comfort zone because I'm going to sit in a new chair instead of my lazy boy. That's my comfort zone
Yeah,
with a
I know.
Pepsi and a new episode of Star Trek Discovery.
So Princess Leia's sitting here with me, and she's in a new comfort zone because she's in her little tiger PJ outfit.
Tiger PJ outfit.
Yeah, it's like tiger. It's like those powwow blankets that are like the fluffy ones.
Totally.
Imagine making a well, I guess it exists. Imagine making like a snuggie out of it, and like it wraps up your whole body.
Did you ever get into Snuggies?
No, but my mom's the inventor of it. She's a no.
Really? Is that why she's a
Yeah.
billionaire?
So like back in like high school, she would lay on the couch and she would put her robe on backwards. So she would literally do the snuggie thing. She had this green colored robe. She's probably getting mad that I'm talking about this right now.
Uh,
She had
you
this,
know, I remember when Snuggies were making big here, like what, almost 20 years ago. And somebody says, oh, I bought a Snuggie. I went, how much did you pay for it? They went, oh, this much. I went, let me show you an alternative. She goes, what? And I took a blanket or like a capote kind of bathrobe thing and I put it on backwards and went, there you
she's like,
go.
oh, God.
Price the target.
That's funny. Well, yeah. But my mom is the inventor of it, I think. She like they people saw her somehow or knew about it and copied her or something. I don't know.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, Princess Leia, does she wear her tiger PJs to bed?
Actually, no, because she usually snuggles into the blanket, so I think she get too hot. But generally, actually, since it's been cold this week, she's just been totally into that. So
I know just a few days ago it was like in the lower 90s in the Coachella Valley. And we've dropped down to 75. Those of you in Kansas um, or in Kokomo, Indiana, maybe going, wish
that's not
75.
cold. That's not cold.
Yeah, well, it's February over there. It's still snow.
Yeah,
With
I
that, yeah.
know.
All right, I'm getting ready to share on my end. I'm doing it. Let's hope that the president of the Late Night Craft Hack Friday Ninja Monster Hunter Squad is doing it too.
Yes, I know. That is like seriously, we should just come up with an abbreviation.
I
It's
think it's
so
just actually easier to just say the whole name.
it's so funny. I think that every time you say it, you have to think about it. It doesn't roll off your tongue.
It does, but I'm getting used to it after all this time doing it every Friday.
Okay, yeah. All
We're
right.
working on it. All right, folks, 5.5 minutes to go till countdown.
Yes, it's 5 minutes.
Yeah, let me
What?
check the stream. Looks like we're on all the streams.
Okay, that's good.
Don't cross the streams. Can you know what that's
Oh
from?
yeah. Yeah. Like
Ghostbusters. I have yet to
from
watch the new movie.
it's like from like four movies. You know, what was I gonna say? I watched the new one and it was really good. I liked it a lot.
You told me about that, and your mom's told me about it. Did you watch the latest episode or episode 7 of Boba Fett yet?
Yes, I did.
Oh my gosh, I want a Rancor.
Okay, you know what? How cute was Baby Yoda?
Baby Yoda's awesome, but I want a Rancor. I
Apparently,
want to go riding down the street in that sucker going, yeah.
apparently, stabby, and fire doesn't stop it.
Yeah, you said stabby, and fire doesn't stop it?
Yeah.
No, because the big
so,
robot thingy is shooting the Rancor, and it's like, I'm just stick my claws into you.
Yeah. I mean, apparently, it doesn't get injured by those kind of things.
I know Rancors are awesome. I want to take one and walk it down the street. I want to take it to the dog park.
Yeah.
And let it run around.
Oh, then it'd be.
It might eat everybody else's dogs, including their owners.
Yes.
But it's a Rancor.
I know.
That was awesome. Yeah, the best part about all the episodes of Book of Boba Fett was episode 5 that featured the Mandalorian and no Boba Fett. And episode 7.
Seriously, I told my mom, I said, that should not have been put in there. They should have put another episode of Boba Fett. Because
that too.
Just save that and put it into the Mandalorian show, and they'd be like, "Oh, that's where he was."
Well, I can definitely tell you that Boba Fett got out of his comfort zone and rode a Rancor.
Do you think that Boba Fett's a villain?
Do I think Boba Fett's a what?
A villain.
A villain?
Because they said, I was reading something where they said, if Boba Fett is a bad guy, then what happened is actually good.
Yes, but isn't that kind of along the same lines a little bit of Jar Jar Binks is actually the evil emperor?
Well, Jar Jar Binks is a freaking evil Sith Lord, 100%.
What's that say about my jar of pickles?
He's half Sith Lord because he's half pickles.
So anything that has pickles as guts is a Sith Lord?
Basically, yes.
All right. Well, with that logic, we're going to go places. Let's just put that up on Reddit.
I grab on my lightsaber and I'm like, yeah.
There you go. I'm going to go grab a drink. You have to entertain the audience for 30 seconds. Ready? Starting now.
Okay, I'll try. Okay, guys. When James gets back, like 5 minutes, start asking him, what's that above his head? Because there's going to be something like, and then he'll look back and everyone will be like laughing because he's looking back, like made you look, right? So, okay, 5 minutes in, everyone, start posting what's behind your head. Oh, hey, James, what's up?
What? I hope you were entertaining the audience productively and not try to pull a joke on me because I'd never do that to Svea.
Always entertain for 30 seconds.
I can totally trust you with the audience for 35 seconds not to do something crazy.
Exactly.
I know we're 1 minute and 20 seconds from countdown. Woohoo, Mountain Dew.
I know. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, I mean, I can't believe another week left.
Oh, yeah.
What did you do for Valentine's? Oh, maybe we could talk about this on the real show.
We could talk about that one at the countdown because we can get into it, but we've only got 1 minute to count down. We'd have to break the subject up.
Only 1 minute. Oh my goodness.
I know. So close.
We have a lot to talk about what just happened on the weekend. I mean, a lot to talk about. I mean, a lot.
Did you have a pretty eventful weekend?
Well, Sunday. Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that halftime show.
Okay. We're going to talk about that in a little bit.
Oh, yes.
Because this is like big time.
What are we going to talk about for the next 15 seconds till countdown?
I don't know. What else should we talk about?
Not Super Bowl.
Okay.
Not weekend dynamics pertain to Super Bowl.
Not
about more Star Wars. Not about Rancor.
About how cute Princess Leia is. She's in my jacket with the tiger outfit on.
She dresses the tiger. Tie of the tiger. All right, here we go. Countdown. Let's take turns. Ready? And 10,
9,
8,
7,
6,
5,
4,
3,
2,
1. Let's start the show.
No time, everybody. Let's get it going.
Woo.
Come on. Show. Play it. There it is. Okay, here we go. For a room, and the lady at the counter told me that. Let's start that up again. All right, from the beginning. It's time for Late Night Craft Talk with hosts Svea Yang and James Hermes. On this week's show, getting out of your comfort zone. You know, I went to a hotel to ask for a room, and the lady at the counter told me that all the rooms were full. I told her my name is Improvement, and there's always room for improvement. It's time to start the show. How you doing, Svea?
Hello, everyone. How are you doing?
I asked you how you're doing, and you're asking everybody, are you ignoring my question?
Oh, hi, James. How you doing?
Hi, Svea. Fancy to meet you here on a Friday night at 10.
I know. Oh, my gosh, my hand is getting transparent. Oh, that's a medical condition.
Okay, continuum.
So how was your week, James?
Oh, boy. So, President's Day week this weekend, leaving early Saturday morning to host 24 people on a river trip down the Colorado River by Imperial National Wildlife Refuge. And over half of them are new to this, never done a river trip, and it's been quite the fun, and it is fun. Helping everybody kind of get out, branch out, try something new, and we're expecting the weather on Saturday is supposed to be great. Sunday's gonna be okay, a bit windy, and then Monday's supposed to be really windy.
Ooh.
So that's gonna make an interesting story for the next show. But that's the week. How's Elk Rack doing? Why does he ask me how Elk Rack's doing?
Because I figured I'd see what's going on in your business so that we could update all your fans on what's going on with your business.
Well, yes, well, I'm doing. You didn't ask about the business, and usually the business.
Okay, how's Elk Rack doing?
Oh, funny you asked.
What happened to Elk Rack this week?
We're getting our spring shows lined up. We will be at Palm Springs Village Fest, of course, on Thursday nights in downtown Palm Springs from 6 to 10 o'clock. And we will be at Lakeside Rodeo at the end of April. We'll be at Paula Cooper Cultural Days at Paula Reservation the first weekend of May. And for you rodeo fans, we will be at Valley Center Rodeo this year. Cool. And as well as the powwow at Imperial Beach this June. So we're starting to get those shows out and get it listed. They're starting to come together. Be a lot of fun. But the big one for us, the first of the year, a weekend show, so far as it lies right now, is Lakeside Rodeo, which we've actually had Melody Varag, the person in charge of vendors at Lakeside Rodeo, on the show. Melody likes to watch the show. Hi, Melody. And that's what's going on right there. How's Dancing Bear? Wait, how are you doing today? How was your week?
Oh, my week was great. So I'm glad you asked, because on Sunday we had a small little gathering of some small friends that we always spend time with. So it's kind of like our little pod group, right? And
when you say small gathering, is that?
It was my mom, Dan, and me, which that's us three. That's three people, and three other friends. So it's 6 people.
Let's party.
Yeah, so it was a small party. Cool. So on Sunday, little Miss Princess Leia.
She was Princess Leia. It's got a nose. It's got a little dog nose.
Look at
Princess Leia.
She was gifted this little tiger outfit, and she loves it. She just but she's in this little tiger outfit. I have to fix the neck because it's a little short, but she loves it. It's like being in a blanket. That's what I was talking about, being like in a little snuggie. She is like super cuddly, but it was so cute because, oh my goodness, she's the tiger. She was a tiger, and we were rooting for the Bengals. They didn't win, but that's okay. We were happy that the Rams won, and it's just funny because she was a tiger and the Bengals are tigers, and so she was like our little Super Bowl mascot. And the halftime show. Oh
wow! Look, that was something.
Oh, I loved it.
I've never seen a meme resemble so much the truth where it says all the people in their 40s are getting up and breaking hips and whatnot.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of truth to that.
Yeah.
That halftime show. And admittedly, I'm not I'm not the biggest fan of rap. It's never really appealed to me. But holy cow, even I dug that halftime show.
You know, one thing that there's a lot of my friends, including some of my other friends, who actually were, kind of making fun of that. Everyone's been posting, "Oh my God, that was the best Super Bowl show ever, ever, ever!" Right? So people are talking about this, and I just wanted to bring up. Let me see. Let's see. Wait. So they there was someone that posted this, and I think this is important. Okay, this is very important. Okay, the explanation of why everyone's freaking out about this show. Okay, so I'm going to read this. It's from A Woman's Soul on Facebook, and a picture of uh, Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige, Snoop Dogg, and 50 Cent, and it says, as a generation, the last 2 years we've had to bury our parents, friends we grew up with, and lost careers. We've had to start all over while being faced with new responsibilities associated with the new normal during these unprecedented times. We needed these 13 minutes. For 13 minutes on a Sunday in the middle of probably the most mentally and emotionally taxing times of our lives, versus us Gen X and millennials were comforted, recharged, and didn't have a care in the world. We were taken back to a simpler time in our lives. We were encouraged knowing that the one and only double G is riding with DRE, and we partied like our birthday with 50. We got it crunk with Mary and reminded we don't need no hateration. We were reminded by Eminem that when you have one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you've ever wanted, take it. Lose yourself in the moment, own it, and never let it go. These are reminders we needed. We are the strongest, most influential generation to date. We still got it. We needed this half show time to remind us.
I like the way they worked their names in there. That's it right there.
Yeah, so I mean that's why I know that there's some of my friends are like, this is so dumb. All these people keep saying that was the best halftime show ever. It's because of that. It's like we've just had such a crazy time the last couple of years.
You know, yeah, it was. And the thing is the performers. This was rap royalty putting this on, and the thing is that they're kind of they're dating from the '90s. They're kind of from that first, maybe second era, probably second year of rap. And these are performers that genuinely like to perform together. Mm-hmm. And they've learned the lessons. They come up, they've established for what rap artists are, for what they do now. I think what the youngest on there with the youngest career was probably Eminem. Yeah. And am I about right?
No,
and they generally look like they're going like
Kendrick guy.
What's that?
The Kendrick guy was the youngest.
Okay. Got it. I'm not familiar there. I'm going to recognize Dr. Dre. I'm going to recognize Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg, he's all over the place. He's almost many movies as Samuel Jackson, almost, it seems. The cameos. But when he come out and you started doing that dent from Snoop Dogg, he's there with Dr. Dre, and I'm going, I like this already. Yeah. This is cool. And then when you had 50 Cent hanging upside down and then coming back out, there's a meme that said 50 Cent waiting for his part of the halftime show, and it showed Spider-Man sitting on, strapped to a ceiling, and I'm cracking up going, there's a lot of close. There's something about Mary J. Blige when she was singing and just kind of felt the cameras directly over her, and she just kind of just goes thunk on the stage like she's just passing out from exhaustion. I mean, part of the act, but I looked at her going, who else does that? And she's kind of like I don't care. I'm performing, having fun. There was a lot of good things about it.
Yeah.
But I think, we're not beating a dead horse on this, but the meme you read pretty much says it all for us.
Yeah. So it was really cool. It was really wonderful. It was a really fun game. I'm so happy that the Rams and the Bengals got a chance to go to the Super Bowl instead of the same 2 or 3 teams. It was like just the year. Yeah. So it was really awesome. I really was happy about that. And then on top of that, it was in Los Angeles. The Super Bowl was in Los Angeles, which I didn't realize until pretty recently. So I was like, wow, that's so cool that Rams are playing
like around Inglewood.
Yeah, that the Rams are playing in their home field for the Super Bowl. That's fantastic. That is just awesome. So
Well,
everyone,
let's just say the fans are definitely going
yeah,
fantastic.
they were
That's
flipping out. They were flipping out.
lined
Seriously.
up well for them. I'll admit I'm not much of a Super Bowl fan. I'm still disappointed that the Celtics didn't make the World Series, but that's a joke, people. It's a joke. Yes, I'm crossing
Yeah.
baseball and basketball with football,
Yeah.
but it's a ball thing. But a lot of cool things. I like some of the I haven't seen them all yet, but some of the Super Bowl commercials. I love that one with uh was it Arnold Schwarzenegger and who else?
Oh, Arnold
Not
Schwarzenegger,
Penelope Cruz. I don't know why I'm thinking Penelope Cruz.
where he was a god and
He
he
was
was Thor,
Zeus.
right? Or Zeus. Okay. He was, and then yeah, they were riding along, and he was in an electric car.
Yeah,
And he
I
was like,
remember when that was being filmed in Palm Springs.
"Oh, really?
Yeah, that was Palm Springs that they filmed it. Here, Coachella Valley has other resorts, and
Oh,
I remember Palm Canyon being closed when they were filming that, going through for that 3 seconds they were on the strip in Palm Springs and Palm Canyon,
yeah.
but pretty cool. Not the first time I've seen Arnold Schwarzenegger in Palm Springs either, but pretty
Oh,
fun. All right,
that's
we're 20
cool.
minutes in the show. Is it time to get on to the subject?
Yeah, but I want to address a couple more things.
Okay.
Okay, for one thing, Valentine's. What'd you do for
Oh,
Valentine's, James?
I'm going to say this out of context. Okay, I'm going to say this out of context. I drilled a big hole in my mom's kayak.
Oh, okay.
I was repairing it.
Okay. All right.
Not much. I was repairing a hole in my mom's kayak while she went out to dinner with my dad, and I was repairing it, and really not much for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Though I did take the opportunity on Valentine's Day to watch the last two episodes I missed of Peacemaker.
Okay.
What, Svea, what'd you do on Valentine's Day?
So I went home early. I made dinner for my mom and for Dan, and I did laundry. I folded laundry and I put it away, and I organized Dan's dresser, like the top two drawers. Like I organized the whole dresser for him.
Does Dan know that, and can he find any of his clothes now?
Yeah. He's like, thanks.
Gotcha.
I
Because
actually
sometimes
hung on
I have a
the
GF wants to decide to organize my closet, and she goes, "Well, I like this over here," and I'm like, "Where do I find anything?"
So it was kind of fun. That's what we did. It was really
Gotcha. Uh, that's cool. I mean, it's cool. What? All right, let's compare because we were talking about Super Bowl with people in their 40s. We were in high school and college when 50 Cent, Dr. Dre, all those guys doing that stuff. We're making, getting big. What did Valentine's Day look for you 20, 30 years ago? Let's say 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Was the
Okay.
day at the party going, woo, party?
Okay, so we're talking literally 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, let me think. So
What
that is
would Valentine's Day look for you then?
2002. So Dan and I were engaged, and I don't know what we were doing that.
Okay.
I don't remember. It's been so long. There's been a lot of Valentine's Day since then. It
20
probably went
years
up.
ago. Okay, 20 years ago for me, Valentine's Day would have looked like cleaning out a horse corral.
Awesome.
I'm not very romantic.
You're like, hey, honey, I'll clear out your horse corral for you for Valentine's.
We're working as a wrangler,
Yeah.
as well as powwows.
Yeah. So then that's what you can do. You'd be like, take care. Your sweetheart at that time probably appreciated you cleaning out the pen because usually it doesn't have to be cleaned out in the morning.
She needed help.
Okay.
She says, before we do anything, you need to clean out the corrals. I went, all right, let's
Yeah.
go. We're wearing a pair of boots.
Okay. Yes.
Well, I'm rural, you're city. I'm Beverly Hillbillies, you're Green Acres when we meet. Okay.
Okay. All right.
We got Valentine's Day cleared. It was
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody had a lot of fun. I saw posts on Facebook of people that were really going cool with it. And I got a fun story on that one when we start the subject.
Yay. I'm sure Earl had a good date. Because I know we gave out all that information. I'm sure he called and harassed all those people to get a date.
We'll have to ask Earl on next week's show.
Yes.
Valentine's Day follow-up.
That's a good idea. I can't believe
Maybe Earl found somebody willing to live in Now Here, Oklahoma.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Time for the subject?
Yeah, sure.
Wow, we're already 15 minutes into the show here. Wow. Okay.
Well, we always talk about stuff. We always get chatty on the show and stuff. So.
Oh, yeah. All right. This one will get a little personal, a little fun, but all right. Tonight's subject is getting out of your comfort zone. As we said in the pre-show, this is a very broad subject that takes on a lot of different facets, but is all related. It's expanding your horizons, doing something new, trying something new, in some cases, maybe being forced to doing something new and having to face one's fears. It's pretty broad. So we're going to bring up different subjects. Should I go with my adventure here?
Sure. Go for yours first. Go for James. Go for James.
I'm not going to root for James. He's a bum. All right.
Okay.
My adventure the last couple weeks is, as I mentioned during the pre-show, that I've got a group that is going down this weekend, down the Colorado River. There's 24 people in the group. There's going to be 12 kayaks, 6 canoes. So 12 people with the canoes. Canoe holds 2 people. Kayak single. There. So that's what 12, 18 boats in this movable feast down the river. Not as big as another group. There's actually a group that's from La Jolla that's going to be ahead of us, and they've got 30 canoes. But either one, they train this. So this is a Boy Scout Adventure Crew and a local scout troop I'm hosting. And this is their first what's called high adventure trip. High adventure is where you start doing anything like skiing, cross-country skiing, paddling trip, kind of living out of a canoe or kayak or stand-up paddleboard, slacklining, rock climbing. That's considered that kind of stuff's high adventure. Mountain bikes. And going out there, and there's a certain element of risk. You're putting yourself out there in nature. And for a lot of them, this is their first time. They do car camping. And they're doing this. And it's not the hardest area at all. There's boating campsites. You got a state recreation area that's the most isolated in the state of California. But there are different psychologies they have of the different people coming. So we have several families, some parents coming with their a dad or a mom coming with their kids for a short adventure trip. And it's interesting that the kids take on it, the parents take on it, and the different personality types, the way they get ready for this trip. And it means different things to different people. And Svea totally hit a question right there if you see an opportunity on this. I've got a couple of moms that, probably 40s, somewhere in their 40s, and they're very nervous about it. And they're going to be like, well, I need this, I need that. Do I need to prepare? Do I need to learn how to get in a canoe? Do I need to learn how to swim? I need to buy this. And they may go out and buy a bunch of money. You've got some other personality types that are going, this is pretty cool. And they're just going to go with whatever they got. And some want to plan out every detail, how they're going to load the canoe. And it's the different ways they're getting ready. But the moms are very nervous because they're nervous about wild animals. The most dangerous thing out there is a raccoon. There are mountain lions and stuff, but it's what their expectations are that are limiting themselves on this, or freaking out and thinking about the what ifs. And you've got some that are willing to plow into the gates of hell with a sword and a cavalier attitude. But they've never tried anything like this. And it's interesting, the whole gamut on this one. You got any questions on this one, or going to point away?
No, it's just interesting what you're talking about.
Yeah. I got, the trip we're doing is, I use it as a training trip. As I said, it's as far as a high adventure trip in a river. This is easy. It's flat water, no rapids. You're out there in the middle of nowhere. You go get that wilderness feeling, but there's outhouses. You're not going to the bathroom in a wag bag, which is a bag design.
Not as bad, seriously. I'd rather go to
There's picnic tables. There's picnic tables at the campsites. The campsites are isolated, but they're there. This is not something that's going to have bears and whatnot and crazy weather like you've heard some adventures. But we have one individual who is the classic over preparer. The thing is he's used to being in like he's a doctor, and he's used to being in like a certain amount of control. I'm actually making up his occupation. He's used to being a certain amount of control, but all of a sudden he's having to put his hands out for someone else, and he's not used to losing that. And he's used to knowing all the answers. He doesn't know where we're going. He doesn't know about the canoe. He's over engineering where he's going to put stuff. So that's his personality type. And this is the over preparer. We have another one that's like, I'll just throw stuff in the canoe and off we go. It's just like, yeah, if it fits, it fits, but off we go. And he's kind of cavalier, but some are more nervous, some aren't, and it's just really interesting their psychology on this one. And I think I want to revisit this subject later in the show, because I think if we get into and we start talking about other points of other ways of getting out of your comfort zone, that I can revisit that as examples.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of represent, like, say, the action sports, the adventure sports, which is what a lot of people will immediately think of as far as getting their comfort zone and trying something new. And then so they can bring on some of the more personal. Do you think you want to bring on some of the more personal now?
So, well, I was just going to talk about, like, I've talked with a couple of my friends recently about just being aware of, like, the world outside of you. And by going out of your comfort zone and going into an area you're not familiar with. So another city, another state, another country, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people that don't get a chance, like, don't try to make an effort to do something like that. It's important to see what's around you, other than just staying home. And of course, like, I love being comfortable. I love my hometown. I grew up in Escondido from age 7, and I live in Escondido now. I love Escondido. I've lived here so long in my life. Like, it's really comfortable to live here, right? But it's definitely
the new generation.
I think it's very important, if you can, like, try to save up and go on a trip. Go to Mexico, go to France, go to England, go to Spain, go to Italy, go to Japan, because it's really interesting to see how the other cultures are and how people interact with each other. And when I travel, I've always noticed that it's like you see how people are around each other, and it's really different than here in the U.S.
Yeah, I think when it comes to traveling, people will start looking for, and this is what I was talking about. I'll have you bring it up so we can bring out other subjects on this one, expand what we said, other than my rather long intro, the personality types, but with something to revisit, is that people will find ways not to go because they're looking at the what if, which is the big thing right there. I want to go visit Mexico. It's pretty doable. It's just, for me, it's a 2-hour drive south of here, and boom, we're there. And they want to go visit that. But
what if I don't speak what if I don't speak Spanish? It's like,
yeah, what if I don't speak Spanish? What about the crime? What about if I get in trouble? What if this happens? Well, there's a lot of Americans go down there and they don't. But like visiting China, what if I get caught up? What if I get arrested with the authorities? I don't speak the language. You're finding lots of ways to why not to do it.
Yeah.
And as you're aware, because probably from your first trip overseas, is that if you can find one good yes, and you don't have to search hard, you shouldn't have to search hard. Do it.
Well, there also are, like, if you are a person who, like you said, that there's a person that's a planner, and that's how way they are. So what they should probably do is they should write down every single objection or every single thing that they're worried about and look for a solution. So, like, for example, like, I've gone to Japan and navigated around Japan. I don't speak very much Japanese. I speak very little. And we used Google Translate, and it made the world of a difference. It opened the world to us.
Google Translate.
Yeah, and it's
this is me walking around Mexico after my last couple of kayak trips. It ends there, and I'm down there for several days. I'm going. I'll ask question. Google, and they'll go. Google. We'll go like that. Everybody, I may not know much Spanish, but a lot of people know the word Google.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the thing is, okay, so then what if your objection or your barrier is, I'm not going to have internet? Well, look and see. I found out in Japan you can have pocket Wi-Fi.
Really?
Yeah, you carry around a pocket Wi-Fi, and it's literally you can connect it with your phone and you have internet the whole time. That's how we used it for Google Maps, Google Translate. We were able to see our friends post on Facebook. We were able to see Instagram. We were able
Is
to
it
do
something
all
so you
that
don't get
stuff.
international roaming charges? You just can't use the data from your phone?
Well, some people's phones they can't use if you turn your phone on with data, you will get charged international roaming fees. But if you turn off your cellular service, turn it off, but you turn off your cellular usage on your phone and you use a Wi-Fi, you can connect anywhere. You don't
Yeah,
have to do
portable
anything.
hotspot.
Yeah, and so um, it wasn't very expensive. So I mean, I think for almost 2 weeks, I think it was $45.
That's not bad. Did you have a data cap?
No, I don't think so. It was 5G.
Nice. Well, a lot of countries are ahead of the U.S. on that one, but you know what?
It's just
Look at
like look at your barriers and try to find solutions to them that are reasonable.
there's
That's
always a
all.
way to do it. There's lots of information, especially these days. You want to try something new? There's a thing called the internet. That is the culmination of human knowledge at the fingertips that is largely used to show off cat videos and
Food.
Princess Leia in a tiger outfit.
I know, Princess Leia. Okay,
But
seriously.
you got that and so much information, like what you're saying. Um, I do like to do a lot of hiking stuff. I would love to be. I don't have regrets. I don't. You want to live without. You want to live with regrets. But if I was going to have anything close, it's not hiking the Pacific Crest Trail or the Appalachian Trail. Mainly the Pacific Crest Trail because I can drive to a section of it in 35 minutes. Um, without doing that when I was fresh out of high school or somewhere in my 20s, because to me at that time, other people did stuff like that. I didn't, and people I know didn't do stuff like that. Was people like National Geographic or Outside Magazine or something like that. Other people didn't. Oh, that's too cool. That from the Super Bowl party?
Okay, sorry.
And she's
Go ahead.
blending with the background. So other people did that. And I'm like, I don't do that. That's those big adventures. Well, come to find out when you get more information, people can post what they do. You find out anybody could do this. And that's like, because we have so much information and there's so many intimidations. I looked at kind of doing it. I'm like, there's just too many logistics. I'm going to fail at this. But it's that kind of thinking that restricted me from doing it at a younger age. And it's that unknown. And hell, it'd actually be more adventurous to do it back then before you had all these resources. Now it just makes it way convenient, but you can do it. And it is easier for the people a little less willing.
So you want to hear something crazy?
Sure.
Getting out of my comfort zone. I just got a phone call from Australia.
I was actually going to bring up my delayed Australia trip. What was the phone call?
I don't know. Well, I didn't answer it. I just, but that was weird. I don't get calls. I don't know anyone in Australia. So maybe it's my extended car warranty. I don't know.
Who knows? It was funny because like folks when Svea and I got on and we met before we started recording the show tonight, I hear this ring and went, let's find out what this is because it says Florida. I don't really know, but a couple people in Florida wasn't their numbers. And I went, and we got this. We're calling you as courtesy because about your vehicle's extended auto warranty being out. Because there's your final notice. We're like, really?
So funny. It's hilarious.
I got the phone on vibrate. No kidding. Sometimes when you come back from these long trips, society has a way of slapping you back in the face. I came back from a trip. I was 2 weeks in middle of nowhere, Utah. No cell phone, no nothing, except my satellite messenger. And all of a sudden I get this, we're just coming back to the cell phone range. And I went, let's check it. Of course, you get your Facebook notices and stuff like that. And out of this, my phone starts ringing. I went, I'm already getting a phone call. Answer it. We're here to say your Amazon Prime account was hacked. Please call us. And it's a heavy foreign accent. I'm like, 15 days out of nowhere, no cell phone contact. First, what's the first message I get when I'm like 3 minutes in cell phone range? Spam. There's no escaping.
It's like, welcome back. Welcome back to the world of spam.
Kidding. Sometimes it's a nice escape. For some people, actually, the difficulty would be disconnecting.
Yeah.
What if this happens? What if that happens?
Oh my gosh,
What if?
when we went on a cruise,
Yeah.
I told Dan, I said, "You're not going to be able to have your phone." And he's like, "I'll be okay." He couldn't play his game on his phone for like a week and he was struggling. I told him, I'm like, that's why this trip was good, because you couldn't go on your stupid game and play it all day long.
But that's funny because I got on my phone one time on a long trip and I went, oh, damn it, I can't play Angry Birds. I like Angry Birds.
Well, I do play Emoji Blitz, and guess what? They have a non-online version.
So does Angry Birds, but you have to sign on first before you could go offline on it.
No.
Which is funny because I almost never play it when it's available.
Yeah.
So fear of travel. That opens up a fear of the unknown on there, which is what it comes down to over and over again. The fear of travel, you just got to find a way to say yes to get that adventure. What is your own story that you have from other than like travel that you were really iffy about?
Well, I mean,
you weren't comfortable with.
Well, I mean, I'm not really comfortable talking about it too much, but I know that, like, I have personal goals that I need to make, So anyway.
Well, you got the sock drawer rearranged last.
I know, it was pretty impressive. Actually, I fit like 30 t-shirts in one drawer. It was pretty impressive.
Gotcha. Did you have a lot of fear of the unknown going to college?
Oh yeah, when I went there, actually, I knew absolutely no one in Arizona. I knew zero anyone. I was alone for the first time on my 18th birthday. I was by myself. I didn't have anyone with me on my 18th birthday. I didn't know anyone. My roommate was kind of a weirdo. Like, she wasn't really nice. We didn't really click very well. Yeah, she was from New Jersey. She was a Jersey girl. That's the best way. Yes. Her and I did not get along very well, and she ended up moving out like within a month, which was awesome.
How much did you have any roommates that just had to quit college because of being homesick?
There were a lot of people that were. Arizona State was an interesting school because there was a lot of East Coast people there. It was really interesting because there was a lot of people from New Jersey there. A lot. I knew a lot of people from New Jersey. Yeah, a lot of people. And so I think I probably knew like 15 people from New Jersey.
Is New Jersey kind of like California? Their greatest export is like California's greatest export is Californians. It's the same thing with New Jersey.
To Arizona, I guess, college students. But it definitely, I mean, there were people that definitely left because it just was too much to be away. And I remember being really homesick. I mean, it was hard, but at the same time, it's like, you grow. Like, the whole thing about this whole situation about getting outside your comfort zone, we're talking about growing personally. You really grow and learn something about yourself that you didn't know, or learn something about the world you didn't know, where now you feel a lot more grounded, or you feel like, hey, I really like this or that. I'm going to bring this idea back with me, and I'm going to run with it at home.
I feel the same way with this trip this weekend. It is a microcosm. It is the same process, but in a different scenario or different setting. Some of the moms on the trip are going to be they see this as like they're going out like through the Congo or something. They're going out where there's hippos, crocodiles, and lions and tigers and dinosaurs, and
pretty much is
rancors.
for someone that is absolutely not used to or even likes to camp or be outside like that, 100% it is just as bad.
It's exposing themselves in ways they're going to feel vulnerable, and I think that's a very important term right there, or subject to bring up, is they're going to feel very vulnerable on all the what ifs, everything's beyond their control, and they're not in charge of the group. They got to listen to the trip leader. And
James is like the boss.
I'm very experienced at this. I've led international education.
The boss.
I don't get that way. Look at everybody's safety. That's primary. But
James.
Here's the thing: is I think not knowing what's going to happen over the next couple of days is that when we have to paddle through a windstorm on Monday, that is coming. The moms are going to have they're going to have a physically tough time. This may be one of the toughest things they've done. I can't say their life, but maybe in the last 10, 15 years, I don't know their backgrounds on this, but it's going to be one of the more physically challenging. And they're going to paddle through, and they're going to have a little bit of waves. They're going to go through, and they're going to be like, I did it. I paddled against that wind for this many miles, and I did this out there, and I did it. Hot damn, look at me. And that's going to build up their confidence. That shows with anybody who's gone through that process. And while they're going to be doing that, going, look, I've done it. I'll be, some of us, and I'm not diminishing their accomplishment, but some of us will be going, as we paddle through waves that big. But it's not, that's us. I'll say this much. If, they're like, I did childbirth already. I'll do it again. I'll be like, hell no. But it's kind of like, it brings up, it's that same setting, that same perception, I guess, that we'll bring up. And, even where are we at now? We've been doing the show 36 minutes.
Yeah.
This is moving quick. The fear of unknown, fear of not being able to control. But I think, should we even bring up like more the personal, maybe the one that's forced on people out of your comfort zone?
Oh, so like you hear stories about people that they go to the doctor and they're told they have to do this or that. They have to change their life. They have to change their lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And so, that's another thing that's kind of scary. Especially with COVID and what's happened in the last 2 years, right? You have people that are being told that they have to be on ventilators. You have people that are being told they have to be on oxygen. There are people that are being told that they have diminished lung capacity. So they have to change how they are and change their life, right? So, these are scary things that need to go forward, but also, looking at all of the options and changing your life because you have to. You don't have a choice.
I once knew when I was late teens, early 20s, around that age, knew a World War II vet. Guy's hilarious, but he smoked a lot. And he actually got diagnosed with emphysema, so he quit drinking beer. Yes, I just said that. He didn't want to give up what he always knew, and he had to change his diet. He had to quit eating such high, he had a minor heart attack, and he had to change his diet, and he says, nah, I'm just going to quit drinking beer. He says there's no good beer left anyways, but his thing is that you could kind of see the undertone is that he's lived this way for so long that he's unwilling to compromise or change. Mm-hmm. And I think that's indicative of, it makes a fun story just because of the punchline he gave up the beer, and it really happened, is it says some of those that are forced with a medical condition. Prime example in the Native community, most of our audience is Native, diabetes. I think we both can know, we've definitely both met people that they find out they're diabetic and they're like, oh, they go through the scare and they're like, well, I don't want to give up this and my soda and that and that. And they don't change their lifestyle to accommodate that because they're afraid, or they might suspect it and they don't want to go to the doctor to get confirmed because all of a sudden they're going to have to face make a new normal. And that is it sounds like a politically correct term, but it is so accurate, the new normal on this one. Yeah. And they don't want to face the potential of that. And that's a fear of being forced out of your comfort zone on this one, and they're not willing to deal with it.
Yeah, it's hard. It's not something that anyone wants to do, really. But you gotta do it. It's just how life is, right?
Yeah, but it's that fear right there, and that just comes from so much. I remember an incident during the big spike in COVID here, year and 2 months ago. I had a friend I was very much on the phone with, hearing out their problems because their husband got diagnosed with COVID. He ended up getting blood O2 went down. The blood O2 level went down to about 91%. At 90%, you're going to the hospital. And she refused to let him go. And he's just so sick from it. He's just so sick, like, oh, whatever. And she's like, he'll be fine. He's so sick. I don't want him to go to the hospital. I'm afraid what they might do to him. And I said, are you prepared to take care of somebody and have a ventilator and intubate him? And she says, oh, it won't come to that. And I'm like, and she's crying when she says that because she knows she's wrong, but she cannot fully accept that. And she needed somebody to make her realize this is serious. This is not something that's just going to be a flu that's going to just disappear, because the dude ended up developing pneumonia from it, one of his lungs. And they didn't want to face that fear. It was immediate and forced upon them.
Yeah.
And that is immediate. Like things like diabetes and onset, you got time to deal with it unless you absolutely know you're losing your leg at the moment because you didn't take care of yourself first place. But it's that kind of scenario. I mean, is there anything you got an example on that one too that's maybe a good point?
No. Sorry.
What, did I just give a good example that we're going to beat a dead horse on this part of the subject?
Yeah, probably. But it's hard. I mean, it's just, you get scary situations with health. I mean, regardless of not even diabetes necessarily, asthma, like you have to take care of yourself. Like personally, I actually have been having a little bit of breathing problems and found out my asthma is actually causing me to have problems breathing a little bit. So I have to, be aware of that. I have to take inhaler. And the other thing, I have a friend who also is going through it as well. And she's not been able to go out as much. She's not been able to do a lot of stuff the last year. And it's kind of crazy because it's like, the thing you take it. I think a lot of people don't necessarily think about breathing as being like something that, is a daily thing, because it's just something you just naturally do without even thinking.
It's too easy to take for granted of it, I think, right?
Yeah. And it's like, you just don't think about it. And then like when I went to the doctor and she was listening, she's like, you're wheezing in your lungs. I'm like, I am? Like, I guess I've been like this for a long time that I had no idea I was wheezing. So in that respect, if someone who has any kind of illness or whatnot and they feel like it's normal, maybe it's not normal, but they just got used to how it was.
I think you're actually bringing up a good subject on this one, is that those that find that they have a new normal in their life where they have a diminished, they're getting older. They find that they're not able to physically do some things they were recent to, say like maybe instead of on, say, maybe rheumatoid arthritis, some kind of limiting medical condition, lack of mobility from an accident or whatever, age, we're all going to experience.
I know.
They feel that they're either going to chase their youth that ain't there, or they feel a depression that they can't do these things, that they feel defeated. There was a great article a couple years ago in Outside Magazine about an individual that lost his sight. Used to do adventure racing and stuff. Lost his sight. He's like, I can't do this anymore. Got out of his slump. He was in a slump for a couple months. Got out of it when he said, I'm going to set a goal and work on it. And I'll be damned to do kayak the Grand Canyon. Blind.
Oh my God! Did he do it?
Badass. He did it.
Did he do it? Oh my God!
He had a support team. He had a guy literally with a bullhorn behind him in another kayak going, go left, go right, go left or right. But damn it, the dude did it. And he faced his fear and did it.
Wow.
And that's some amazing stuff. And so even just like, say, an older person, maybe 70, thinking, this is a young man's game, but damn it, I'm going to give it a try anyway. And it's not, we're talking for like somebody trying to relive their youth that's, they had 50,000 years ago. But they're willing to go out there and still give this a shot.
Yeah.
Not unlike, well, I always say, I'm not going to bag on the rappers, but they're in their, they're probably in their 50s and they're doing the Super Bowl.
You know what? I really wish that I could see more of Dr. Dre. I really miss him as an artist because, when I listened to him back in high school, I have his first album, which I love, but it's just, he was such a good artist. And I know he helps he's a producer now, I think, but it's just, it's like getting to hear him and his point of view of world. It's nice. And it was really cool to see him out there performing again. It really was. It was really nice to see him.
There's just something I like about Snoop Dogg. Talk about a guy that's willing to try new stuff.
Oh my goodness, that guy. Jeez. Who knew that he'd be like a kid, like, you're going to call me Snoop Dogg. Like
He's
as a
an
kid.
icon. Martha Stewart and he hang together.
Can you imagine him as a kid saying that? It's like, you're going to call me Snoop Dogg when you're older. I'm going to be so famous, He's
almost an American icon. I think this is fun to dwell on this. We can't make a tangent, but we still got so much on the subject. We've still got a little bit of the show here, and we're just scratching the surface as we always do on these really interesting topics on this one.
Yeah.
But there might be another story of like, people that fail don't allow themselves to grow. Like when you said the people that leave college is because of homesick.
Yeah. Every semester, like it would be like, how many people left?
Yeah.
So, I mean, they would leave mid-semester, they'd leave then they wouldn't return.
Yep. And, it's probably because they're in a new state, a whole new environment. They're not seeing snow in winter unless they go up north to Flagstaff. The summers will beat the hell out of you because Phoenix gets almost as hot as Indio. I'm bringing up that old subject. It is another planet to them. I think. I'm trying to remember a fun story I had. Oh, when I was in high school, or excuse me, 8th grade, we had a family move from Arkansas to California. And they're like, well, this is kind of neat out here, a lot of desert and stuff like that. And I remember, I can't stand tornadoes. To them, tornadoes be like, whatever. But they lived here for about 12 days. Kids are in school. They're making friends. They're pretty outgoing.
Is there an earthquake?
We had an earthquake. We had a 6.2.
Oh my God, 6.2 is large.
Huh?
That is 6.2 is actually a big earthquake.
That's the big one. And we did not see the kids the next day at school or the next day or the next day. And then finally, one of the teachers was able to find out, and the students were talking about it. The family, after the earthquake, freaked out, called home, and the dad was putting the house on the market that day, quit his job, and they were back in Arkansas within 8 days after the earthquake.
Wow.
Loaded up the old car, and we're like, bye, California.
Wow.
There's expanding horizons, but to us, earthquake, it's like, oh, that's 6. That's a pretty good one. We better hold on. Well, if you're from out of state, it's going, oh my God, it's in the world.
Yeah.
Fear of the unknown.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Not a big deal to them. Big us, big deal to them. Put us in a tornado outbreak, we'll be pooping our pants.
Okay, so just about that subject. Okay. Tornadoes can land down anywhere and they can totally demolish entirely areas, right? Just fully demolish. Earthquakes just do this. Like it's like this.
Well, it could devastate a whole town.
Well, it would have to be a major earthquake,
Oh, a big one like Northridge or Landers Big Bear back in '92.
Yeah.
Those were monsters. But big earthquake, a tornado can't kick up a tsunami to make it get up 10 or 20 or 30 foot tsunami ocean away.
Exactly.
We win, Arkansas.
Yes, we win.
And we're not just talking IQ test.
We win. I got the little tiger head popping out a little bit.
Fear of animals.
She's like, my little head is cold.
Yeah. That's too cool. What's another area that we haven't talked on? Because you and I, we came up with like this whole list of what ifs to talk about. We know we're going to get through part of it.
Okay. So another thing we were talking about is You know, exploring something new if you don't want to travel, but what about exploring a new hobby? So take a look at in COVID, you know, in 2020, how many people took up sewing? How many people took up beading? How many people took up uh, hiking or just doing something they totally never did before and they wanted to do? There's a lot of people that started baking. There's a lot of people that started painting. Uh,
Some people started up a talk show.
I know, right? Some people did home renovations, like they learned how to do their home, like they actually did it home improvements.
Yes, they learned a new skill. Actually, I want to bring up something on this one about shows and guests and stuff like that when we get over there. But trying something new. Granted, I stepped on a game in a few places, but some people want to try something new, like say automotive. They want to learn about cars, but they're thinking, I'll never understand anything about cars. They try it, they fail a little bit, and they give up on it because they don't have that trust in themselves. They're not going to be so determined. Set a goal and damn it, do it to learn it. It's a hobby. It's a difficult one, especially if you don't have a head for mechanics. I think Svea's more qualified to change her own oil than I am. I'll freely admit it.
There's a huge world out there of things to learn about. I mean, you know, we're talking about, you know, visiting another place, another country, another city, another town. You know, it's kind of the same thing. There's a huge world out there of all kinds of new things that you can explore and learn about and go outside your comfort zone of what you know. You know, learn something new.
Yeah. What is a skill, if you don't mind me asking, tell me, don't answer if you think it's too personal here. A skill that you would like to try that you constantly fail at, but you're going to build up your confidence and give it a try again. Do you have something like that?
Well, I'm going to work on a personal goal. I'm not going to tell anyone about it is because I want to succeed on my own and I don't want to talk about it, but definitely there is something I'm going to work on and it's going to take a little bit of time and we'll see how that works out. But I think that it's something that I haven't succeeded at before successfully entirely. So it's something that I need to do and I need to work on.
Gotcha. I'm going to surprise you with one I have.
Nope.
I'd like to learn French. I tried in high school and I'll keep on working, but I'm going to give you about every couple of weeks, sometimes more, sometimes a little less, but on average, every couple of weeks, since I was 17 years old, I sit down, and there's even more resources because of the internet, and I try to learn advanced algebra and calculus.
Really?
I have not been able to get a concept. I am self-taught. I've sat down with friends that says, I will teach you. And I went, okay. And they're like, damn, you're a brick wall. But it's the concept of math. And I mean, I can guesstimate problems right off the top of my head, geometry, all that. But when it comes to the higher mathematics, there is an art to it I would love to be able to experience and a harmony to it that I've explained, but I can't get the numbers of like, how the hell is X, Y, Z to 1, 2, 3? And I still try it after all these years, and I haven't been in high school for at least, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. And I'm not going to give up time, but that's what I've been trying to learn. And I get frustrated. I will set it down and I will say, this is never going to happen. And about 30 seconds later, I remind myself what to say if I say that. Shut up and try it again.
Mm-hmm.
And one of these years, I will hopefully have an aha moment. It might take more than 25 years.
You want to be able to fill the board that Good Will Hunting did in the movie.
I haven't seen that movie yet.
You haven't seen that movie?
Have you seen Smoke Signals?
No. Don't even worry about Smoke Signals. I'm talking about, so you haven't seen it? Really?
No.
Okay, you know, it's really an interesting movie about mathematics.
So's Interstellar.
Okay, well, I'm just saying.
But Interstellar has a spaceship.
I'm just saying.
I'll look at it. But things like, poetry, I could knock that out. The flow of the English language, it's the flow of the numbers. And
So,
the math, I would like to experience that kind of poetry.
so you are more of a word person versus a number person.
Bingo.
That is something that it really exists, that people in their minds communicate much better with words, or they communicate much better with numbers. They
Well,
understand
let's
it.
try. Let's try talking to numbers. One two
Okay.
zero zero one one.
11001010101.
1111100011.
010101011313.
Oh. 14 15 14 12.
390001 2300111101.
42.
Pat Tillman's number.
Huh?
That's Pat Tillman's jersey number, 42.
Is it? I didn't know that. I just thought it was the answer to the life, the universe, and everything. For folks that don't know, that's a reference to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Now run around your house yelling Avakaluva.
Seriously, I'm serious. I'm seriousness. Pat Tillman's. I'm pretty sure he's 42.
Google it. Let me know.
Number
Right.
40. Oh, he's number 40. Oh, I'm terrible.
Gotcha. Okay. I want to bring up for our last part that we haven't touched on, and this is really, really good. We've seen it so many times.
No, I'm sorry. He is 42.
He is 40. Kick. There it is. Pat Tillman will answer the life, the universe, and everything.
Okay. All right.
We'll have to remember that. Okay. Got it. Okay. Fear of the unknown, fear of embarrassment. We have had guests that we've tried to bring on the show that would be fantastic, but they're like, I don't want to be live on TV, live on air, because this is their mind's eye of them appearing on the show.
James.
When they would be amazing.
Huh? James, do that again.
Okay, back it off, and do the Zoom. Ready? This is in their mind's eye what they will look like. And they're going to feel they're going to get embarrassed themselves. Folks, Svea and I do this on a weekly basis.
Yeah,
we're putting eyes in face and whatever. It's our job to be embarrassing. Maybe they feel embarrassed because they're on show with us. I don't know.
Yeah, James will jump up and down and do like a weird dance to make everyone feel. He'll actually twerk in front of the camera. He's done it before.
Mind you, I was both trying to do what was it, square dance or not? Line dancing was one of the shows.
I don't know, but it was funny because you're like, I just twerked on the show. I can't believe it.
I think it was funny when I played that one video where we kept on coming back and the video showing me pretending to not be able to back a trailer into a storage unit, and we just keep coming back. I got so much crap after that show for like 2 or 3 weeks after that show, going, "Hey, you can't back a trailer," folks. We're having fun as it's a bit. It's called a sketch on the show.
Yes, if you guys ever watch Family Guy, there's an episode where he literally goes back and forth so many times. He just shoots the car into the water because he's just so frustrated.
On the boat launch, I've seen that so many times. It's funny. Talk about putting yourself out there for people to criticize. Yep. Every time you back a boat on the boat launch, here is several older people that can probably back a rig on a dime, going, and the couch potatoes standing there looking at you, going, judging you.
Yes, for sure.
And we see guests that would be so fun on the show. They're great. We get them on, but once they see that little icon that goes live, they're like, and they're afraid. We've had some get embarrassed. Others do great. We've had to coach some, and they realize that it's just fun. We view it as joining the fun Svea and I have with, I don't know, a couple hundred people watching.
Yeah. So with that said, James, look at what time it is.
We are at that time, folks. It is we're around that 11 o'clock time frame.
Yeah. So everyone, thank you so much for watching the show with us and letting us get real with you for a little bit. It's been a good chat.
Yeah, we touched on a lot of stuff because I actually got some pictures and some maps and stuff I was going to bring up in case I could reference it, but didn't even touch it because we got so much discussed in this show. It's really amazing.
Yeah, and the thing is that, everyone, if you have something challenging coming up in your life, you just got to do it. Just go for it. Go for it. And, there's no time. Don't wait for it, just do it. There's no reason to wait. Stop waiting.
Don't miss
Do
the
it.
opportunity to grow.
Exactly. You will thank yourself and maybe us in the future.
In that case, when you're really thankful, remember late night craft talks. Svea and I are looking for, we can't seem to get Pepsi, but if you become rich and famous from your free idea and trying something new, we're always looking for new sponsors.
Yes.
We
And of
charge an
course,
exorbitant amount.
Will Wheaton, since I know you're watching, we would love to have you as a guest. Feel free to contact myself or James. We would love to have you on as a guest.
We promise we won't fanboy too much when you come on. I just don't know what too much constitutes.
I know, right?
Absolutely. We about ready?
Right. Yeah.
All right, folks. This has been an episode of Late Night Craft Talk. Thank you much. See you later. And that's Svea says bye. This has been fun. All right.
Bye.
Another episode of Late Night Craft Talk.
Yeah, so we have our show.
Cue tap dance. Get that tiger out of the camera.
Aw, ain't he cute?
Good night, folks. See you next week.